first and foremost, we would love to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and safety to the elect, man. All right? And we got the elders here from Chicago. We got the brothers here and the elders from Milwaukee. And the brothers also from GMS Columbus. And Lord willing, this campus edified, man, to the elect, man. Because that's what it's about, man. We out here on the highways and hedges week in and week out, man, to wake up the elect, man. Because why? The Lord is about to bring plagues upon the world, man. All right, okay? And amen. Go ahead, brother.
And also to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this place.
That's right.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Hey, and that's what the prophets of today are doing, man. Speaking about the downfall of this present temporal evil world and this kingdom that we're in right now, man. Right? Because just like all other kingdoms of this present temporal evil world, they have a rise and they have a fall. Matter of fact, somebody real quick, Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. Right? They have a rise and they have a fall. And it's all according to the will of the Most High God to get to his ultimate will, which is the eternal righteous kingdom, right? That he's given to his only begotten son, and then the only begotten nation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which are the Israelites, man, which are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? But first, in this present temporal evil world, Job 9:24 says he's given the earth into the hand of the wicked. All right, go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8.
Yep.
Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So the power of the earth, just like it further up in this chapter, in this chapter it says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he setteth up over it one that is profitable.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
Because in a way here, I shared this with the brothers twice today already. But I was watching that series, that Netflix series of 1883, which is a prequel to 1923, which is a prequel to the Yellowstone. If you've never seen that Yellowstone, basically, it just shows you, how these Edomites got all this land, right? How, it was given into their hands.
Right.
And how they came and they just took over everything, man. And there's a scene in the series, in the last episode, the very last episode of 1883, where the young chick, her husband's a Gadite. Ironically, she dies by a Gadite arrow. He's one of the closer Hittites. All right? And so she got sick from the arrows in their womb. They got infected and she was dying. And her father, they were trying to go all the way to the West Coast. That's how they ended up settling in Montana. Because the father said, well, wherever she dies, that's where we gonna, make our homestead so we can visit her grave every day. He said, so I can, so when I die, I can lay right beside her. That's what my father said. And it was another Gadite, they took him to the medicine man trying to help him. I think they were captured. Because they was getting ready to fuck him too until the boys started speaking in their language. And that stopped them. Kind of reminded me Paul spoke in Hebrew and everybody gave credence. When he was speaking in Greek, Jake just, when he started speaking in Hebrew, they exactly. So when she started, because they was getting ready to, go at her people. But when she started speaking in their language, the dude was like, how do you know these words? And she told him, my husband. Nevertheless, the girl died anyway. And so the old Gadite decided to help him. He told him, I know a spot where y'all can settle down. And it'll be good for you and your people for generations to come. He said, but know this. He said, in 7 generations, my people will rise up and we're going to take all this land back. And the calculations from 1883 to them taking the land back is right about now.
We're in that
time. This that seventh generation. All right?
That's it. Perfect. That's it. Because matter of fact, if also somebody can get that Second Entrance 15 and start at the top.
I had a good reason because, like you said, this is the downfall of this place. And the Lord allowed us to even talk against this place we couldn't do this back then. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then should a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted him and made no account of his labor.
Do you see these camps? That's the scripture being right there, being prophesied in your face. Read it again, Bobby.
And saying it in great boldness to tell the truth, right? In a world of lies, right? To tell of a word that leads to a whole nother kingdom, a righteous kingdom, which means this one got to be thrown down and destroyed, and that's what they're going to be talking about. But the people that love this place, they ain't going to like that message.
And then you got Esau, who has Esau, he has the military, and he tracks us, he knows where we work at, where the school our children go to. He has all the means to lay hands on us and it can hurt us. He in position to do so. So this is another reason why it's also great boldness, man.
That's right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1 again. Then should a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such that has afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And they ain't made no account of our labors. Like the elder was just talking about that show. That just shows you, man, that it's time for these devils to go down. And we're in that period right now, like you just said.
They're not going away.
Exactly.
We're not going away.
Hey,
We're not going away. We're not going away. That's it.
And it just shows you, man, and this is the power of Yahweh shot. This ain't the works of men, man. This is the works of the Heavenly Father. And he got us out here prophesying the downfall of this place.
Being expected.
That's it.
We're part of prophecy. You know, it's like I watched a video this morning with what is his name, John Ritter, the ex-Marine weapons inspection guy. I think he was a colonel, but he was high up there. And he starts talking about what he knows about the Bible, what he knows about the Quran, and he was talking about the Amalek effect. So I'm like, okay, when he said that, I started really listening, right? So he was talking about how the Israelis are misusing them, you know, because he tried to separate the Bible from the Torah. It's one book. It's one book, right? But nevertheless, he was saying how it's wrong that they tried to exterminate Amalek, and they're trying to do the same thing today. And I'm like, well, they are Amalek. See, he talked about how Saul got angry. How Samuel got angry when Saul didn't finish off, let some of the choice Amalekites live, or let King, you know, and so then when Samuel had to come and hewed them in pieces and all that, and then some of those Amalekites got away and came back in Babylon. You know, so I was like, okay, he been reading a little bit. But
That's
clearly, exactly. And he talked about that. He talked about how Haman's devices came back on him, right? Well, if you know that, then you should understand that the Jewish people today are Amalekites today. How you gonna know that and not know about somebody? Get real quick. Ezekiel 36 starting verse. Then I'm sure.
Keep going.
Uh-oh.
You might have to hold that. Win.
I got you.
I will put some book bags on it. We're now. Come on. This one heavy. Let me get that one. The lighter one? Yeah, we don't need no heavy one. It's good. Go ahead. I'm get that light. I got you. I had this tripod.
Yeah, but how you gonna figure out? That takes actually some pretty good reason to figure out. Well, wait a minute, these are the same people that King Saul failed to kill and got himself in trouble. All right, and then this is what I'm saying. Agagites come back, you know, in Babylon, trying to have the Israelites done away with, you know. And guess what? Them same people are here today. And so how you gonna read those prophecies? Prophecies that they just disregard. You have to walk right by. It's okay. Go right over there. It's all right. It's a public sidewalk. That's okay, love. All right. So how you gonna read that and not understand that the Amalekites is a part of a future prophecy of having the land of Israel in the latter days?
Right. And to have part of their blessing is secrecy. You see, and they can hide who they truly are. That's why it says before the Lord comes, the man of sin is going to be revealed. That means he was hidden.
Get that too.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we'll go ahead and get that. Ezekiel 36.
I got you right here. This is Ezekiel 36:1. Also, thou son of man,
Both of them now.
prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, aha. Even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
Right, you guess what? I guarantee you, it's somewhere in this Babylon, these United States of Babylon, there's an appetite telling fucked up jokes here. What about now? Right?
And how they got the land of Israel in their possession is through the brother brought out Ecclesiastes 10. And they riches, riches got by the sea. They got by the sea. You know? What's known as the point that riches got by the sea. And that was only the so-called Amalek. All right? The big, no, small head people. All right? What we call the 1948ers.
Yeah.
All right? They got the possession of the land of Israel by fraud, man.
That's right.
All right? That wasn't heavenly orchestrated.
It was prophesied.
It was.
So it was.
Well, yeah.
But it
Fathers and different people.
right.
That's the lie. You know? But that's the precept where it says it was a prophecy for it to happen. I'm going to read it again. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy. All right? Now remember, in Deuteronomy 28:68, right? Who's the enemy? Esau's the enemy. Beginning with the so-called Jews. All right?
And the head of the nation of Edom is the Amalekites.
It's the Amalekites.
Because they rule over America.
Exactly.
Lock, stock, and barrel.
Yep.
All right, and a lot of these good old boy Americans, they know it. They hate it. They got problems. I guarantee you, his folks got problems with Amalek.
Yep. Exactly.
Because the Lord is disappointed the enterprises of Esau and Edom, man. Their nation divided, man. The Lord says, when nation be divided, it won't stand. Right? Well, Esau got the left and the right. You got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, you got the Patriots, you got the liberals, you got and they got so much shit I can't keep track.
And they're about to go to war with each other. Egyptian versus the Egyptians, right? Go ahead,
Right.
brother.
Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. And the ancient high places are the land of Israel. Okay? That's why I was keeping the gospel where it says to the time of the Gentile because they were going to take over the land for a certain period of time. And it was the deceit, the gospel that was Christian. Okay? So now that the brother brought out Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, it says we stand up for great boldness of those who afflict us. That's talking to really the Amalekites.
That's right.
It's talking to the head.
They are our main adversary.
Yep.
And the Lord said he would have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And we're part of that war. We're spiritual. It's not carnal. Right? We're in a spiritual war with them. Their war against us is carnal. But our war back at them is spiritual.
That's right. That's why the scripture says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We still at war. That's right.
Because we have people understand that our people collectively don't really get that we're important.
Like, you watch the elders, watch the different brothers, you hear that madness. And I can't wait till that it crescents to a height where it's all over, then you can't hear them anymore because they all fucked up.
It's time for hope and space.
And I was going to say in regards to the point that the elder was making about war, once you put the name in the second chapter, I think you mentioned that in that chapter 2 about that war with the saints. Paraphrase, you know, going until they brought, came to come over here, and they brought the village and took
yeah, a lot of the Northern Kingdom as well. You got to remember they reclassified a lot of Gadites as Negroes. All right, and a lot of them got sold right into slavery, got sent right to the South. It was on the same plantations with you.
Then according to that Psalms 83, they took the remembrance of the Israelites of us being Israel out of our remembrance. And that's why it says that in their captivities they shall remember themselves. All right?
And we've asked that question. I've asked that question to every rabbi. I've asked it to vocab alone, James White the Edomite, Dr. Claus Brown. All right? When was the episode, Dr. James White the Edomite? But I've asked them all right, on their videos. All right, when did it happen? Or what happened to the small hats when they forgot themselves and didn't have to remember themselves?
Right.
And the biggest question is, when were they in Yokes of Iron? Right? So when are you going to produce the receipts of you actually being a part of the curses, and that the curses fell upon you when you got put in Yokes of Iron, got shipped all over the damn world, and they forgot who you were, and then had to remember yourself.
Right.
Stop ignoring the prophecies. You want to remember the prophecies. You want to talk about Amalek, but then you don't want to talk about it. Like this part.
Even that not you. He said, remember what Amalek did, but then wait a minute. You didn't read, like you said, Ezekiel 36 chapter.
This part.
Right. You didn't read the rest of the scripture. You're not reading. You're not listening. Yep. Read. This is Ezekiel 36 and 5. Thus saith I'm sorry. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart.
So what's that? So wait, the land of Israel was appointed into the hand of Idumea? Yeah, it was in 1948. All right? And they still have it to this day. All right? But yet, if you want to talk about prophecy, you can't talk about prophecy without mentioning this. How you going to do that? How you just going to step around? So they get to that. Oh, are you saying y'all trying to omit it, redacted? They said, yeah, to the land of redacted, to the right, redacted. You know. They just serve you a book full of books. And they never give you any meat.
It says,
Get it. Go get that. Matter of fact, we might be able to go through that one. That whole chapter. Go ahead, bring it out,
That's
brother.
the Edamon Dictionary of Redacted. It says combined in a unity. It says compile or arrange, bring it to organized form, to drive back, force back, bring back, collect, or to call in or bring down, to reduce.
To call in or bring down. So you're reducing history. You know, you admit matter of fact, you look up omitted too. Yeah. Because, American history is full of redactions and omitted. There's a lot of history that's omitted. And so when you bring out this history, people get upset. All right?
Why every couple of years, the United States government releases old CIA documents, old this, no that. Every time they do, and they show the public, all you see is black lines. Classified.
And that's a redaction.
That's redacted, omitted. And so, one of the famous ones, the flesh-eating, this, that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a lie by Esau Edom, man. It's to suppress, control the narrative, and tell a watered-down version of history.
Just listen to the soundbite we had the sermon in Camp Williams talking about the entertainment industry. And then Candace Owens pointed out the fact, mind you, the fact that the CIA and the Pentagon both have Hollywood money. They got a budget just for film. So why is that? Propaganda uses movies, cartoons, commercials are made to sway the mindset of the people. It's part of the witchcraft to tell a story, all right, and not a true story, but his story, as they say, all right, so to get you to think a certain way. That's how they automatically know what you're gonna vote. And I see this insomnia and wickedness is here too. I guess it's across the whole country. You know?
Well, going in what the elder was speaking about with the propaganda, it's a medium. They call it a medium. When you go into medium, that's a medium where you can convey messages. Okay, that's what the word medium means, which is media. So from the TV screen to us, it conveys messages through witchcraft. Right? And everybody believed that the Holocaust was real through that medium, through that witchcraft, through that propaganda. But when you really go into the studies of it, now we just read this precept, right? I'm going to read it again one more time.
Careful how you word it, brother.
God.
You know, they get real sensitive on that H scale.
The hologram.
Yeah. That event, that none of the facts and the math add up about that took place, you know, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the people and against all Idumeans, which have appointed my land in their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the despiteful minds and cast it out for a prey. Yeah, so when you go back, see now before 1948, the Balfour Declaration, you had something called the Elias that was going back to the 1800s. And you had one of the Rothschilds, Anthony Rothschild, he was funding agriculture establishments over there in the land of Israel to build it up. And that's when they first started to initiate later on down the line. Using that number 6. Yep. That number was used, that 6, number. Yep. Was used quite a bit concerning a particular set of people. Yep. And let me add to this too. What's his name? Henry Ford from the Ford Motor Company. All right. He was a big supporter of Hitler. Yep. All right. Here in America, he started to support Hitler. All right. But I actually have a book at home that he was behind. Him and I forget the other guy's name. And they revealed a lot of information about the small hatters, man. Right? And so, small hatters, they somehow got his prophecy. That's what it came down to. That's it. Prophecy is because they were prophesied to get to the position that they're in. All right? And it all really comes down to prophecy. All right, which is why they were able to accomplish that. But I was just going to add to what you were talking about is that around this particular event that took place during World War II, when none of the math adds up, the reason I like to word it that way is because there was a particular almanac about a particular set of people. And that almanac, and that almanac was from 1939. 1939. All right, it was and you used to be able to Google it and see it, and now it's been removed. Right? But in this particular, it's been redacted. Right? But this particular almanac about this particular group of people, and this was their own resource. It said that there was about 2.9 million of them in all of Germany and Europe at that particular time. All right? So if that was 1939, then how did that 6 number? How did 6 million of this particular group of people at a particular time? Their numbers, it just said it was almost 2.9 million of them, but yet you got this constant number of 6 always being thrown in the faces of the people.
It's the media. It's the vibration. It's the propaganda. And that's what I believe the elders brought it out before how the word government means to mind control, to govern your mind. So the word government means basically to steer your
you know why? Because, and I'm going to tell you why, Psalm 64:8. Because most of the books and the resources that we use, all right, is coming from their own people, all right? A lot of the videos that we use, the video clips that all the brothers find and they use to do these edifying videos, it's of their own people, bringing out information. That's how.
Pride.
That is that pride.
Oh, that pride. Gotcha.
Arthur Coulson was very prideful to write that, right? Charles Weissman was very prideful to write Esau Edom. Okay, it was Esau Edom, and a guy, Ronald Sanders, who wrote Promised Lands. What is it? What's the name of the book? Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. All right. Which that book at one time was going for like 13, 14 grand. And Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. Right, I bought that book for like $30 in like 2008, 2009. Right, about 2017, 2018. They were asking 13 grand for that book.
There was another book. It was cream and red book. I think it's called The Origin of the American History, or Native American History. And in that book, it literally tells you that the Israelites were all the Mexicans. It was an old book. Well, it got stolen years ago. They stole the books. The coach was going to camp, and they went out and they stole the book. But that book told us that the Mexicans are the Israelites. So it was that pride that they was putting in the book, but it was really prophecy for us to.
So let the puzzle. Esau knew before we knew.
Exactly. Esau knew before we knew. I got something real quick.
Well, he wanted that song.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon them. All that see them shall flee away.
And that's what Esau, Edom, the elite. You're disgruntled, one of your other elites. Now he telling your middle management to your lower management. Esau telling. They call the whistleblower.
Yeah, so you got General McGregor right now, and then you got Colonel John Ritter. So they're disgruntled, so now they're telling, they're giving up all these dirty secrets on what's going on behind the scenes within the government and within the military, right? So it's causing that great division.
And that's all a part of that house divided. As you on your way down. So when the house divided, it cannot stand. So it's going to ultimately crumble. And that's all a part of the will of the Most High God.
Yeah,
That's what we're talking
and they
about.
clearly showed you that in that Civil War movie. Because the way that they were able to get the upper hand, anybody who's not seen it?
Yeah,
I see it.
I ain't
Y'all going off. But there's a lot of division going on within the military. All right, because it's obvious that that the military was fighting the military. So what happens? This is gonna be the movie, right? But what happened is that you clearly got half the military that was for the government and the other half against it. And it seems like it was more against, and the reason being is because all the smaller militias joined with the military that was not for the current administration, who was using nothing but propaganda.
Yep.
And it all fell into place. That soundbite from Candace Owen, and then the movie, he's constantly, the forces have suffered this horrible defeat. In the meantime, the military that was supporting the government was getting the foot in their ass sideways the whole time.
Yeah.
They was getting dogged the whole time, man. So it's going down.
They say there's a 15th chapter talk about they
Trying
should
to
be.
get it, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what? Y'all should put that sign up.
Second is
Y'all should put that sign up so everybody can see it. No, not there. Up.
I got you. Put it right here, right between these brothers, right here.
Right there. That's all their curiosity is quailed. Because everybody trying to look and see.
They all break
They have to bring the same price in the shot. You put that sign up.
See that downfall.
Let's see. You want to know? There it is.
Because that's what the movie Bushwick was all about. You watch that movie Bushwick?
Yes.
Batista there, right? Because it was particular states they wanted to see in the United States, Texas. And you got a lot of Republican states. They the ones, because they more conservative. Same with that liquor. They don't want to integrate. See, that's those liberal, blue states.